So here is the starting of our app. Here we need to connect with Google with any of our email IDs. After we have logged in with our email ID, we need to select out of these four options how we need to register ourselves. Let us select donor. So we need to pick up a location. So as soon as we pick up a location from here, our location is captured. For this we have used Google Maps API. Now let us fill informations. The blood group type, because we are donor we need to select the blood group that we have and what we need to donate, blood or plasma. So as we submit, so here is a page. So I'm registered here. So now I'm a donor. So whenever a person posts a request, I'll get the notification whether he requires a blood group of B positive or whether he requires a plasma. I'll get it over here. But if I don't want any notifications further, or let's say of blood or any plasma, so I could stop it from here. Then I won't get any notification for request regarding my blood, and I'll only get the notification for plasma. So this is how the donors will work. Anyone who wants to help can register themselves as donor. It's not a one time, they can keep themselves registered whenever any patients or whenever situation become critical. A notification for the request would be broadcasted to them, which they could accept. So this is all about the donor part. Now let us register ourselves as patient and see what options are available for us in this app. So so as we have registered for patient, all the registration process is same as the donor. I've done that prior to this. So I have here three options with me. One is message blood donor, message plasma donor, find suitable hospital. So if I click here message blood donor, so let me put my blood group B positive, send. So what this does is a request has been sent taking my information about my age, name, and blood group to all the people who are using this app and who all are registered as donor and having the blood group which I mentioned over here. So all of them would get a notification for the request of this blood type. So if they want, then they can come and help me. So this is how this patient can broadcast his request, and the same works for this plasma donor too. So let me send this. So as you can see, with the same name I have registered as a donor also. Therefore uh, you can see with the same name I have registered as donor also. So I've got this message over here. Akash is a 25-year-old male patient and need plasma. Please contact if you can help. And here's my contact number after help. So this is how things would work. The message gets broadcasted to everyone. In case of blood, it gets broadcasted to only those donor whose blood group is what I mentioned. And in this section, find suitable hospital. This is still left for us to explore what our future plan was. In this section, we'll give an option to the patient to select the hospital over here, whichever is mentioned, and after they click it, they will get a list of the number of ICU beds available, number of oxygen cylinder available, and number of blood units available, everything about it. Not only hospital but also for the blood banks. So it would be very helpful for the patient to target the hospital that has available good available quantity for what he needs. That would be very easy rather than going from hospital to hospital and asking for help. So this is how we are trying to solve the problem of a patient. So he don't need to go from a person to person seeking for help. Now let us see what options we have as hospital. So if I'm an administrator for the hospital, so I need to, and I've registered prior to this for the hospital and given my or the institution's mail IDs, and I have the authority to update the required things, for example ICU beds, oxygen cylinder, oxygen quantity, and this oxygen quantity is mainly in liters, and oxygen cylinder is number of oxygen cylinder units available, and this is ICU bed units. And here are the blood details that the hospital has, the quantity of blood and the type of blood, and these quantities are in units, like 20 units of blood. Each unit is approximately half a liter. So here, whosoever is in the authority for that hospital can come here, change the quantities, let's say make it 15, update it, and whenever he's updating the quantity, so in the database it is getting updated, and that database is actually visible to any user who is registered to it. So what it does is, if I'm a user and I'm a patient and I need to go to a hospital where the available ICU beds is more than two, because let's say I have two-person in my family, so I can easily approach that particular hospital. So I don't need to check out every single hospital. So I think that would help a lot, and it was one of the major problem in this COVID crisis that happened mainly in the second wave, that people never knew which hospital is having beds, oxygen cylinders. They were just randomly calling and reaching out to everyone asking for help because there was no data visible. So with the help of this app, we can solve this problem, and we think that it's a major problem. So pandemic is not going anywhere. It might carry on for long, and even after pandemic, we can use this app for blood details, which hospital has blood and other things. So this is how this hospital section would work. And because hospital has limited amount of blood, every every type of blood is not available in the hospital for a particular period, and also not a large quantity of blood is available. So for that we need to go to the blood bank, so we have mentioned that too. So for now this was all about the hospital. The administrator all has to do is to update these quantities. In case of blood bank, things are similar. The only difference over here is the blood bank would have only the blood quantity section, not the ICU bed section. So whenever a patient needs a blood, he can easily approach it, or the hospital needs blood, he can approach it. The data would be visible to him or the hospital. So things would be pretty easy and clear. Everything would be in sorted order. So this is how we have implemented our app, and we are actually planning to take it to the actual implementation by connecting few hospitals who are ready to share the information with us, giving this app to them. Things are easy, they just need to update the data and they are just done. Any people can use it, so we could just share this application to the normal consumers too, and everyone can become a donor, or any patient can use it for their health. So this was all from our side. Thank you. Thanks a lot.